All right, well, I'm Robert Lee, and let's just begin to mindfully slow everything down with our breath. Just become mindful of something really nice, like compassion, maybe for the people that are on the screen to begin with, and just breathe deep but relaxed. Just begin to let everything slow down. Make an intention today to just come into your body, wherever your body is. And let's take a deep breath and bring the palms together at the heart center. Put a little bit of pressure between them, a little bit of balance. Exhale, and now take a deep breath. And exhale. And then we'll inhale to tune in. And if you don't know this, just follow along with us. It's pretty simple. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And just for the benefit of anybody that doesn't know, Om Namo just basically means I bow. I bow to the great teacher within, the Guru. So we'll go to the Mangalacharan mantra now. Inhale. Adgure Namah, Jugadgure Namah, Satgure Namah, Sri Gurudeve Namah, Adgure Namah, Namah, Sate Namah, Sri Gurudeve Namah, Adgure Namah, Jugadgure Namah, Satgure Namah, Sri Gurudeve Namah. And inhale deeply now. Stretch the spine straight up. Come into just a little bit of a neck lock. Push your chin back a little bit. Sip in a little bit more air now. And then just exhale and bring your hands down. And I'm going to bring up a chair. If you're sitting on the floor, that's fine. I'm going to demonstrate both ways. And once again, just take a brief moment. We're going to do a pranayama to start out, but let's just take a brief moment to come into your own natural breath rhythm and let everything continue to slow down now. And become aware of all the sensations that may be going on in your body. Maybe you have a lot of emotion going on. Just see for a moment if you can untangle that and set it aside and just continue to breathe in and breathe out. And attempt to settle in to your own true nature, that spot that we all have deep within. We all know it. It's obscured by a lot of things, but it's there. Just take a moment to breathe into that space. And then just go ahead now and come back to attention, and we'll begin. Just sit up in the chair however you like. You can actually have your back against the back of the chair at this point.
Can I ask a question, Robert?
Yeah.
Your microphone, is there anything unusual about it? Because it's making noise even when you're not talking, kind of a rumble, low frequency, but
It is. Well, I can change microphones too.
it's pretty much all the time going
Okay, well, we
bump,
don't want
bump,
that.
bump kind of sounds.
Let me change to the Is that any better? Is that any better?
I'm trying to, it seems a little better. Yeah.
I'll
But
just speak louder.
we just lost you. Now we can't hear you at all.
So I'm still on the microphone.
That I can hear you now, but you went away for a second. All right. Was everybody else hearing the low frequency rumble? Not really? Okay, well,
Well, can you hear it? You can hear me now though, right?
yes.
And there shouldn't be a rumble because I'm on a different mic now. So
Okay.
if it's on this end, it would correct it.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so is that better or not?
Yes.
All right, good. Just if I'm going to sit up a little bit closer here and try to project. So we'll begin with a very simple pranayama today, and there's nothing really to do about it. You can just simply relax your hands on your knees, or you can come into what's called Gyan Mudra. And Gyan Mudra is the seal of knowledge. It basically hooks us up with all the teachers, past, present, future. So your choice on how you want to have your hands. And we're just going to do a simple, it's a simple segmented breath with a pause at the top of 4 for a count of 4. And then we're going to exhale also in a segmented breath in a count of 4. So it sounds like this before we begin, just so you know what it sounds like. It's 4 sniffs. Pause at the top. And then 4 sniffs going out. And we'll do this for 3 complete minutes. And just allow this time to help you slow down. It'll help me to slow down. You can be in a chair or on the floor, like I say. So, all right, so let's go ahead and I'll begin the timer. And we'll just begin together and just keep your own time. You don't have to keep up with me. Everybody's breath capacity is different. So let's go ahead and begin. Inhale 4 sniffs. Pause. Exhale 4. And then inhale for 4 sniffs. Exhale for 4. Pause at the top. And now just continue at your own rate. And just feel the cooling and calming effect that this has. I was a little bit bound up when I started class, and I can already feel the difference. And bring a light attention to the brow point. Just, you don't have to strain your eyes, but just bring your attention there as you continue breathing. Now in the last minute, come back to the mindful centering and bring compassion into that, and especially compassion for yourself as you continue to breathe. There's nothing that you can do wrong here today. If you can't do something, you can either ask for a modification, I'll give you a modification. And if that doesn't work, just simply relax and visualize doing the posture with everybody else. And let this be the last series. And then take a deep inhale when you're finished. Once again, pause at the top of the breath. Bring all the energy up and in, pull your abs in towards the spine. And then exhale. I've been working with a chiropractor a little bit. So we're going to work on a muscle in the lower back, and it's a stabilizing muscle. And I learned some really good exercises for getting into it. Some of them we already do, but it's a muscle that extends from the thoracic all the way down to the tailbone. And I wish I could remember the name of it now, but and it's shaped like an elongated triangle. So it's long this way, and the 2 points of the triangle come out this way in the middle of that segment, right where the lumbar and the thoracic meet. And that's the area that we're going to try to target today. So let's just first of all sit up straight, and we'll be working with our arms quite a bit here. So if you have any obstructions, we won't be standing at this point anyway. So let's just inhale deep, hands together in prayer pose up above the head, and then just slowly glide the hands down past the eyes, pause at the heart center, and then go ahead. We're going to do this 2 more times just to raise some energy. Inhale deep, take it all the way up to the top, come into prayer pose, hug your ears with your arms, and then exhale and just come right back down through the center to the heart center. One more time, just let your hands drop down. Inhale deep. And this time we're going to hold up at the top in prayer pose. Stretch up now. And maybe you can't be in prayer pose while you're stretching up. Just attempt to stretch up through the spine, elongate everything. And now we're just going to simply come into a forward fold. Drop the belly down to the knees, and just allow the head now to round all the way over. Let the face relax. And that diamond that I was talking about, we're now stretching the long part of that. A lot of lower back pain isn't really skeletal, it's this particular muscle. And then let's go ahead now, take a deep inhale. We're going to come all the way back up overhead. Deep inhale now, and then let's fold all the way back over into it one more time. And this is a surrender position. Just allow everything to sink down now. Allow your arms, your head, your neck, everything to round over. And just relax here. Take a few deep breaths. Then we're going to inhale. We're going to take the arms back up over the head. If you have shoulder problems, you don't have to go all the way over your head. You can go into more of a cactus pose. But if you're able to do it, just stretch all the way up through the center. And then sweep your arms down through the aura. And then just once again, now find yourself sitting up nice and straight. It's really important. We're going to do some twisting now. We're going to start to churn sideways. So it's really important that you begin by sitting up straight. Maybe if you're sitting on the back of the chair now, you'll have to scooch forward just a little bit. We're going to take the left arm and we're going to wrap it back. The chair is right here. It's hard to see, but my arm is actually grasping the chair right there. And now we're going to take the right arm straight up overhead with a deep inhale and stretch way up. Just stretch up through that side. And then just slowly glide that hand down to the left knee. And we're going to begin to just turn sideways now. And be careful with this move. You don't want to twist too far. You can leverage a little bit with your other arm. You can look over your shoulder. You can turn your eyes in that direction even. Get a full stretch. And then go ahead and inhale deep here. And then as you exhale, just come back to the center point. Once again, realign your spine. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. And we're going to take this into the other side. Yeah, that's a good idea. Roll your shoulders. So come sitting up nice and tall. Take the left hand now and bring it back to the chair back. And then let's inhale, take the right arm up overhead. And bring it down. We just did this twist. So go ahead now, we'll take another twist in this direction towards the right. And now you'd be a little more restricted. Just moving through the lower spine, we're not turning on the buttocks. And then go ahead and let that go, come back to center. And then let's take the right hand now, and we're going to bring it onto the chair back. And let's take the left hand and inhale and take it all the way back up overhead. And then bring it down to the knee. And then just begin to turn in the opposite direction. Turn your head. Opening up the shoulder blades here. And then come back to center. We'll take one more stretch to the other side. I got a little mixed up there. Sorry about that. So let's take the left hand now again and bring it back behind the chair. Let's take the right hand, bring it back behind the chair. The left hand goes on the right knee. And then just take a gently stretch in the opposite direction now. And to balance everything out, we're going to do this twice. So hold this posture with a couple of deep breaths. And then inhale, and as you exhale, come back to center. And just take a slight counter stretch in the other direction. We're not going around, just take a slight counter stretch. And then we'll repeat this again on this side. So take the left hand, bring it back behind the chair. Right hand is going to go all the way up overhead. And then just bring it back and come around now. And just, this one won't be as full of a twist. We're twisting more up in the thoracic lumbar region. Once again, stretching that muscle. Inhale deep and then come back to center now. And just pause into your own breath and your own awareness. Just go deep within yourself, stay centered. You begin to feel the energy starting to rise. We're going to begin to do a little bit of side bending now. So we're going to take the left hand and we're going to grasp the chair underneath. We're going to inhale and take the right hand all the way up overhead, please. And just begin to come over the side like a little teapot or whatever. Just don't go too far unless you're really flexible. It doesn't really matter how far you stretch. Just begin to open up the rib cage on the right side. Breathe long and deep into that side. We'll hold this for 30 seconds. We're halfway there. And then inhale now and take both arms up overhead. Stretch up long. And then as you exhale, drop the right hand over onto the chair, grasp the chair underneath. Or if you're sitting on a floor, you can have your hand there and just begin to gently round over to the side now. It's okay to let the head round over here. Just allow everything to relax. Don't go too far. It's more important to be reaching up than over. Hold this 15 more seconds. And then inhale deep. Take both hands up overhead now. And then just allow your arms to sink down through your aura. And we'll come into a few traditional exercises that most of us are going to be familiar with, and they really work on that part of the spine that I'm talking about, this particular stabilizing muscle. So we're going to do cat and cow, but we're going to do it in a chair. And if you're on the floor, cat and cow, you're on your hands and knees. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. It's okay. We'll do it in a chair or on the floor, but we're going to do a complete cat and cow. So we're going to inhale, bring everything forward, chin juts out a little bit. That's the inhale. And then on the exhale, just allow everything to sink and round back. Everything rounds over here. And cat cow, the head also comes down, and inhale forward. Jut the chin out a little bit, extend the chest. Exhale backward. And now just flow with this at your own pace and your own breath. And if you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes down. And just notice the sensations of a full spinal movement. We're moving now all the way from the tailbone all the way up to the very top of the spine. We'll do a little more work up there after we finish a couple exercises here. When you round into the backspace like this, it really stretches that diamond long ways. And that muscle is what causes one hip to hike up and the other one to be lower. You get this muscle to relax in your lower back with acupuncture and yoga, and you'll find that gets better. All right, so inhale now, sit up straight. We're going to suspend the breath now, pull the abs towards the spine, pull everything up and in, sip in as much air as you can, suspend the breath. And then exhale. And when I say suspend the breath, if that's too long to suspend it, usually I go 10 seconds or something like that. If it's too long, just simply exhale. There's no problem with it. Everybody's lungs are different. So we're going to do what's called a washing machine. So we're going to fold our arms over. So we're kind of grasping onto our elbows, somewhere in that area. Our arms are going to just stay in this position. And we're going to begin to do some spinal twists. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale to center. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, come to center. And allow the head just to follow the body. Don't keep spinning the head around. It should stay in line with the spine as we do this. And keep the spine nice and tall. Breathe into those spaces as you come across. Some of the things that we've done here so far, the exercises create a lot of space in the body. We're going to continue to create some space here. So let's go ahead and inhale, come to center, and then just gently exhale. And now we're going to bring our arms out as if we're hugging somebody. There's like a series of these. So it's going to be the same thing. We're going to be inhaling left, and you'll feel the difference in each one of these as you do them. It begins to transfer up the spine. Just inhale to the side, exhale to center. Try to keep the arms parallel to the floor. And if you're comfortable, close down the eyes now and just come gently into your own breath. And feel your own rhythm. This isn't about the rhythm of the teacher. This is about the rhythm of your own body, your own consciousness. Go ahead now, inhale to center, please. And exhale. And we're going to now come into a tree hugger pose. So bring your arms out as if you're hugging a tree. Maybe you're hugging a small tree. It really depends on your shoulders. Whatever size tree you want to hug is fine, but just kind of make a nice little circle in there. The more challenging is the wider tree. We're going to continue the same motion now. Inhale to the left, and you're going to find that you're way more constricted now. Let the inhales come the opposite of what they normally do in some yoga classes. We'd be inhaling to center and exhaling to the side. In this particular exercise, the breath is reversed. We're stretching that muscle sideways, as well as other lower spinal things, as well as actively through the shoulders. So inhale now to center, suspend the breath momentarily. Exhale and just allow the hands to come down to where they come on the knees or on the lap. And just pause for a moment now. And we're going to begin another one that's good for the lower spine. It's also good for the very lower part of this muscle, the lower part that ties in with the tailbone. So what it looks like, it's called the Sufi grind, and I'm not sure that's how familiar you are with stuff. So I'm going to sit sideways. Just remember the cat cow is kind of coming back like this. This time we're going to be starting in a straight up position, and we're just going to begin to lower into the backspace and just begin to cut a circle around this tailbone here. You can come around to the side however far you want to stretch. Try to keep the head level on the horizon here. We'll be going in both directions, so whatever direction you started is fine. Just be nice and fluid in your motions. You can work at your own speed. Maybe you want to speed up, maybe you want to slow down. Some people do these like whirling dervishes. I like to do them a little slow and stretch deeply into the front and back space especially. And now go ahead, and the next time you come to front and center, pause there. And then go ahead now and begin turning in the other direction. And go ahead now and begin to make smaller and smaller circles. Take about 5 circles and begin stretching up with each circle. Eventually come to still at top and center. Take a deep inhale now. Pause up at the top. And then exhale and let that go. So let's come up standing next. I don't want to do everything in a chair. We're going to use the chair, but we'll be standing. And if you don't need a chair, that's fine if you have good balance. So put the chair, maybe come behind the chair so your hands can be on the back of the chair. Lower my camera a little bit here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to inhale and just begin to take one leg up off the mat. Doesn't matter which leg you start with. As you do this, the thing to keep in mind here, don't go any further than what's going to make you lean over. This is more about balance. So just bring your foot up off the floor. You want your spine to remain nice and tall and straight. Even if you're an inch off the floor, it's fine. But just try to keep everything lifted and straight. And now let's take that leg and just move it around in the hip socket. The leg is more or less straight here, but just take the leg around in some circles. Hope you can see it. I guess I dressed wrong for this. We're just moving the hip around, leg is still off the floor, just move it around, we're testing our balance. And then go ahead now and pause with the leg up. Too high, I can see my spine isn't straight. And then drop that foot to the floor. And pause at center, just release your hands from the chair momentarily, come into a nice, stable mountain pose. Turn your palms forward and just notice what you notice now. And then we'll bring our hands back onto the back of the chair. And just take the leg up off the ground. Try to keep the spine straight, even if it's only a couple inches off the floor. We're working on, that's great. That's great. If you want to, you can bring it up in balance. You can tap the toe down, or you can just hold it up. It's your choice. Balance is something that's important to work on, no matter how young, how old you are. And then go ahead now and drop that foot down. Come into a nice tall mountain pose once again here. Turn your palms forward, roll your shoulders back. For a couple of times, just roll all the way through the shoulders and allow them to completely relax. And then come into a nice stable mountain pose, hands forward, palms forward. And then close down your eyes now for just a moment. Notice what you notice. Maybe you're off a little bit. See what you can do, maybe just a little bit of a tweak to come up straight. Imagine being pulled up through the top of the head with a little cord. And let's go ahead now and come back into the chair or on the floor. And you'll want to come to the front of the chair. On the floor, it doesn't matter. But come to the front of the chair and then go ahead and extend your legs out long. And just pause now for a moment in a 90-degree pose here. And take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, just allow your hands to slide down your legs. Bring your belly down towards your thighs. I'll never get there. Just bring them down towards the thighs. Keep the spine straight. Keep the head in line with the spine here. Just take some long, deep breaths. You'll feel this in the back of the legs. And now take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, just begin to walk gently up. Come back up into a nice seated position. And we're going to take the legs, kind of in a wide straddle here, and wide is relative. It may be 90 degrees. I know people that can come into a 180-degree straddle. I'm lucky if I get 90 degrees. But just for a moment, take your hands and put them on the inside of your knees and just traction out. We're not pushing hard. We're just gently opening up the hips. Just put a little bit of light pressure, maybe 10 pounds. Open up the hips. Continue to sit up straight, long, deep breathing. And then go ahead and let the pressure between with your hands go. You can bring your hands now up onto your knees. We're going to begin a series of side stretches. We're going to inhale in the up position. Now we will be exhaling when we go into the down position. Just bring the nose down towards the knees. Come into the center position. Exhale down to the other side. And go ahead if it feels right for you, and it's okay to pause over one knee. Maybe you need to stretch this area a little bit more. Otherwise, just continue to go back and forth. Lower the nose towards the knee. Inhale, sit up straight. Exhale to the other side. And just allow this to flow really naturally. This is a really natural posture. You want to continue to put a little bit of downward pressure on your feet if you're working in a chair. Nice stabilizing force. And then go ahead now and inhale and sit up straight. And now bring your knees so your feet so your knees are your toes are just barely visible in front of your knees now. We're going to do a little bit of a cross crawl here, but we're going to first just start by stretching the left leg out in front of us, heel to the floor, and we're going to articulate the foot. We've done this in this class. We're doing it in a different posture this time. So we're going to just begin to push and let up on the gas. Nice long stretch for the calf muscles. And then go ahead now and take that around in circles. And then bring that leg in to 90 degrees and let's extend the other leg out. And we'll do exactly the same thing with our foot now. Let's go ahead and roll the foot around in circles in each direction. Go about 8 times in each direction. Push and pull on the gas pedal, maybe 8 times each direction. Loosen up the foot, loosen up the ankle. They do a lot for us. And then go ahead now and let that go. And take both ankles now. The knees, your legs are straight out in front. Let's inhale. So you know the legs are out front. Let's inhale now. Deep inhale. Stretch way up through the center. We're in the long position here. We're going to just come over and stretch into this posture once again. Allow everything to round over. You'll feel it in your lower back. You'll feel it in your buttocks, behind your knees. Just allow everything to stretch here for a moment. And then go ahead and inhale, and as you exhale, just gently come up your legs with your hands. And come back into a nice stable posture. And we'll begin a little bit of cross crawl here now. And this is good for working on proprioception, both parts of the brain. It's harder sometimes than you think. I know when I had my back surgeries, my brain didn't communicate correctly with my legs. It took me a couple of years to finally get that back in sync. So that's part of what we're doing here is keeping that part of our brain elastic. So let's bring our arms up into goddess pose here. And then pull your shoulders back a little bit. We're going to do this just for about 15 seconds here, just to loosen up the shoulders. And then go ahead and now bring your hands back down to your lap or wherever they come. And the cross crawl that we're going to be doing, you can do it on the floor. You can do it on your back if you're on the floor too. It's a really pleasant way to do it. Cross crawl. We're basically going to be lifting one leg and one arm. And we'll start just bringing one arm up into goddess pose and one foot up. And then go ahead and lower that. And then bring the other side up, goddess pose, bring one foot up. And then go ahead and exhale, bring it down. And we'll go back and forth with this several times. You want to get the shift right in your brain. Just go ahead and do it at your own pace now. And now take the arm all the way up. Take the foot all the way out, the arm all the way up, and we'll work with this posture a little bit. We'll be going with a full arm, full leg extension. Keep lifting up on the spine. And then once you've completed both sides for your last, just go ahead now and pause. And allow your brain just to kind of synthesize what's just happened. There's an awful lot going on when you're doing alternate sides of the body, alternate breathing. Just allow everything now to come in line. Relax deeply. And now we've done quite a few things from side to side. What I want to do now is I want to bring everything back to the center. So let's just gather together a few times here. Just extend the arms up with long, deep inhales. And look up at the hands. Look up at your hands. And then just bring them gently down. You can actually touch your face as you come down. Bring them into the heart center. Put a little bit of pressure between the palms. Now try to feel the balance. The right and left hemisphere of the brain. And then go ahead now, just allow your hands to relax. And let's take our neck now and just drop the chin right down towards the chest. We're moving towards final relaxation, so we're going to slow it down a little bit. Just allow your chin to come to where it comes. Maybe it touches the chest, maybe it doesn't. Stretch the back of the neck, keep the spine straight, breath long. And then take a deep inhale now. And let's go all the way into the back space. Just open up the front of the throat now. You can look at a fixed spot on the ceiling. It's kind of fun to pick a spot on the ceiling and try not to wink or blink. There are meditations like that. Your choice, whatever helps to bring your presence. Go ahead now and drop the head into the neutral position. And rather than going full circles today, we're gonna just do a crescent. So drop the chin back into the front space. And then inhale and just roll towards the left ear. And roll all the way through the center. We're not going to take the neck all the way around today. Just follow this gentle motion. Maybe there's a little bit of crepitus in your neck. This really helps with crepitus. My neck used to pop so much when I did this, and it doesn't so much anymore. And then bring your head up into the center position. And take a deep breath now. And just turn your head. We're only turning the head now. And look out over your left shoulder. And then actually tip your head and look down towards your shoulder. And inhale back over the shoulder. And then come through the center and go to the other side. Inhale to the right. Exhale and kind of tip your head as if you're trying to look at something on your shoulder. And tip your head back up into the neutral position. Come back to center. And then go to the other side again. Inhale to the left. Exhale, look down at the left shoulder. Inhale, look over the left shoulder. Exhale, come to center. Inhale, turn to the right shoulder. Exhale, look down towards the shoulder. Inhale, look over the shoulder. And exhale now and come back to center. And go ahead and pause there. Getting close here to final relaxation. So before we go into final relaxation, we've done an awful lot of stuff side to side. So what I do want to do is I want to go back to cat cow here for a minute and try to get everything lined back up nice and straight. We'll stretch that muscle one more time. So come, you can be probably up towards the front of the chair and just gently begin to do cat cow once again. Roll into the back space. Arch the chest forward. Kind of look up when you're in cow position. You're not looking down, but allow the head to completely move here. And let this be really slow. Just glide through this as if you were doing this motion in water. And then go ahead now and just come to straight still at center. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale. And bring your arms down by your sides. And we're going to take it all the way up overhead one last time here before we move into relaxation. So take a deep inhale now. And just sweep your arms up overhead. And once again, stretch right straight up through that center line. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And then exhale, and you can bring your arms down. And you can either do Shavasana in a chair, you can lie down. It really is entirely up to you. I won't be lying down, but I will put on a little bit of sound healing and lightly in the background just to facilitate deep relaxation. So make yourself as comfortable as you can possibly be. And once you reach your back, just begin to sink in. Feel all the points where your body's touching. Allow everything to completely relax. Now take a deep inhale, please. And just sigh the breath out. And take another deep inhale. And sigh it out. One more time. And now just begin to let go. Maybe you need to wiggle a little bit. But just begin to completely relax. And just imagine the energy rising. Meditate on the energy that rises right now from that very lower part of the spine that we loosened up so well. Just feel the connection of all your body parts. And I'm going to start just a little bit of gentle music. The simple mantra Ma is associated with rebirth. It's also associated with divine intervention. And just allow yourself to relax into that feeling of rebirth. Buddhists tell us that we're reborn just constantly being reborn. And in the last few minutes, see if you can relax even more. Just allow the body to do exactly what it knows how to do. Regenerate, reintegrate, relax, restore. And now continue relaxing, but just deepen your breath to begin with. Stay in a very relaxed internal position, but begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes a little bit. Bring a little bit of motion to the small joints, and then begin to roll the wrists and ankles in both directions. And then give yourself a final stretch up overhead. Stretch out your arms so they're over your head on the floor. And begin to stretch out long and deep through your hands and through your feet. Take several deep breaths here. Try to maintain the space you've created. And then after you've done that, go ahead and bring the arms down by the side in a T shape. I don't know if you know how to do a cat stretch or not, Bess. But just bring your arms down. You're in a T shape. And then pull your right knee in, and take your left hand and go ahead and pull it across the body. So you're just stretching across the body. You can stretch and look along that arm that's outstretched. Take a couple of breaths on each side. And then as you're ready, let that go. Pause in the center. And then take another deep cat stretch with a couple of breaths on both sides, or on the right side, rather. Couple of breaths, deep inhales. And then as you're ready, go ahead and come back to center. And hug everything into a nice tight ball, as tight as you can, knees into the chest. And then go ahead and rub the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet together briskly, create some heat. Rub, rub, rub. And then go ahead now and roll onto your side, or you can rock and roll straight up and down, but then gently push yourself back up into a seated position. There's no hurry. And then once again, find yourself sitting up nice and straight. And just take a moment now to stay internal. Give yourself a little bit of gratitude. Give the other people that are on the screen gratitude for showing up today. And then let's bring our hands together at heart center. And just begin to rub the palms together one more time. Create a little bit of heat here. And then as you're ready, go ahead and hug the knuckles of the thumbs into the chest. And then take a deep inhale now, and we'll close with Sunshine Song. And exhale. And inhale deep. And exhale completely. And inhale now for Sunshine Song. May the long time sunshine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sunshine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. And inhale deep now for 3 long Satnams. Sa. Na. Sa. Na. Sa. Na. May you stay happy, healthy, and whole in these coming days. Stay safe. Continue with practice. I found that regular practice of yoga and meditation, even though sometimes it's really not easy to do, regular practice, even when things don't seem to be working, just do it anyway. Just find the light of your own true nature. That's what it's about for me, is finding the light of my own true nature, and maybe spending 20 minutes in the light of that nature once a day through practice.